This video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. More about them at the end of the video. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Reviews, and today I am very excited to talk about the brand new trailer that just came out at DC Fandom for The Batman. If you're new to the channel, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and ring that notification bell to get videos just like this. We have them every single week, and without any further ado, let's get into it. The Batman. I know it's set at night and has like a blue light, but is anybody else getting strong vibes of Blade Runner?
Police! Hands up!
I like how 2 trailers later, we still have not seen Paul Dano's face. I mean, we all know what he looks like. I know what he looked like back when he was in The Girl Next Door.
I get freaky.
Alright, well, I mean, in my opinion, that's fairly cheesy. It's kind of cool, but equally cheesy. I never took the Riddler to be a barista at Starbucks.
Fear is a tool.
Alright, so this is kind of an interesting shot, because if you look at it, this is not GCPD. This is not the police station. This looks to be an abandoned construction site that maybe Gordon is using because, let's face it, it's Batman Year 2. Both him and Batman don't have a lot of pull yet, and this might be the only option at this current moment.
It's a warning.
Okay, so this looks like it kind of matches up to the scenes that we saw in the last trailer. The scene where Batman just beats the living hell out of somebody. But now it appears that this looks like it's at a subway. And I think these guys are going to be the sons of Batman, but more on that later. Oh, so this looks really cool. This really is giving me vibes of the Arkham Asylum games, which also features electric blue gloves that you can use to beat the living hell out of people and shock them into submission.
I've been trying to reach you.
Find the gun!
Okay, what did he just say?
Find the gun!
Where's the gun?
Find the gun!
Swear to God?
Find the gun!
Let's get nuts? I'm not wearing hockey pads? I don't know.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
Alright, let me just say all 3 of these characters look fantastic. Starting with the Penguin, I would never know that was Colin Farrell underneath all that makeup, and it's actually a stroke of genius because if they keep this up, they can do this for as many years as they want. Colin Farrell can stay in character for the next 10 years. He could do that show on HBO Max. I think they're going to give him like a spin-off. He could do multiple sequels. He'll never age out of the character. What a great idea. Zoe Kravitz is another one who looks fantastic, although I gotta say, she takes off her mask more than any version of Catwoman that I've ever seen. I imagine that most criminals in Gotham know exactly who she is, and that's fine, but it's a very different take. She looks great regardless. And notice, this is our first official look of Alfred in the movie, played by Andy Serkis, and he looks great. He's got like a little cut above his eye, a little scarring, which tells me that this is the same Alfred in the comics that was also in the army. He's a veteran, he's got training, and we might actually see him do some fight scenes down the line. Okay, so here Pattinson can be seen wearing the ugliest sunglasses on the planet, but on the paper, the headline reads Mitchell, as in Mayor Don Mitchell, who we saw in the previous trailer being duct taped and killed by the Riddler for telling lies. Yeah, this guy is definitely John Doe meets the Zodiac Killer in a nutshell. I love it. Okay, so now we're in the Batcave, and Bruce is clearly trying to piece together what the Riddler is doing. Starting with the bottom left corner, we have the name Mitchell, which again is the mayor that was killed. Also on his face was written No More Lies, which can be seen here. Then below it says Coulson, which is a reference to Gil Coulson, who we later see being blown up, most likely for also being corrupt. Then in the top right corner, we have a bit that says, The Sins of My Father, which to me feels like a reference to the end of the last trailer in which the Riddler confirms that the Waynes have a part in all of this to play as well.
You're part of this too. How am I part of this? You'll see.
Then to the right, we have a section labeled Savage. This, of course, is a reference to Commissioner Pete Savage, who we also saw in the previous trailer, who I'm also assuming, just like the others, is pretty dirty, or at very least is one of the targets for the Riddler coming up. And then finally we have Renewal is a Lie. That one has me stumped. I have no idea what that one means. Best guess I can make is that maybe the Riddler's trying to tell Bruce that it doesn't matter what you're doing now, what you're doing with the whole Batman deal. You can't erase the sins of the past, the sins of the father. That's the best. That's just me guessing. I have no idea what that means.
I don't care what happens to me.
Yeah, but you will. Seeing how this is Batman in year 2 of his career, he clearly hasn't given a lot of thought into how his actions have blowback and how they affect the people he cares about. Or, more aptly put in Batman Begins,
but you haven't thought it through. You haven't thought about your lady friend down in the DA's office. You haven't thought about your old butler. Bang! This is a world you never understand, and you always fear what you don't understand.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart.
So looking at these scenes more closely, it appears to be a nightclub, more specifically the Penguin's nightclub, the Iceberg Lounge. At first I thought maybe it was a prison riot considering the way it looks, the multiple levels, the flashing red lights, tons of criminals beating up on Batman, but if you look closer, you'll notice that absolutely no one is wearing a prison uniform. You'll also notice that Catwoman is in the same location, and we know for a fact that for some of the film, Selina Kyle is working undercover at the Iceberg Lounge in order to track down her missing friend. Which would explain the gun. Unlike Batman, Catwoman has never really strayed away from getting her hands dirty if it was for a cause that she believed was a good one. We then have a heart-to-heart with Bruce and Selina on top of a construction site, the same construction site that we saw earlier with the bat symbol, and this scene to me feels very reminiscent of Batman Returns. And then we have Commissioner Gordon, based on the shape of his head and the fact that he's wearing glasses, I think it's Gordon, trying to wrestle Batman to the ground, holding him back as Catwoman makes a mad dash to get away. It's hard to say, but if you zoom in just right, it appears that Batman is holding some kind of a weapon. Maybe a gun that he took away from Gordon or Catwoman, or maybe even a batarang? I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, but he's definitely holding something. But either way, Selina's out of there. Either because she's wanted by the police, through proxy of Gordon, or perhaps because her and Batman didn't see eye to eye morally on a certain topic. This happens literally all the time. Here we can see Batman dropping down to the ground floor of the Iceberg Lounge. You'll notice because we're back to the same amber lighting that we saw previously, and this is just a great shot. It reminds me a lot of the cover art for the Dark Knight Returns Part 2. Speaking of The Dark Knight Returns Part 2, let's skip ahead for a second. In this shot, we get a scene of Batman in the sewers, and you can tell because if you pause it just right, you'll see that the water is flowing in the background. The water level also seems to be all the way up to Batman's chest. In the next shot, however, we see a group of people following Batman as he leads them out of the darkness. Could this be the same thugs that we saw earlier wearing the face paint? And could these thugs now be following Batman and be the sons of Batman in the comics? Let's face it, these thugs, they completely lack direction. Who's better to lead them than Batman? Then, in the basement of the Iceberg Lounge, we see Batman getting shot the hell up by machine guns, taking it like a champ. Damn! Anybody else get vibes of The Dark Knight Rises in this scene? Look at that. Then we have the Batman giving chase to the Penguin in this souped-up Batmobile looking absolutely off the chain. I mean, I know Batman going this hard and this extreme is probably what's going to be his undoing in the end. Much like Detective Mills in the movie 7, he seems to have way too much anger and doesn't seem to be thinking before he acts. But damn is it fun to watch.
Hey man, I'm sorry.
It's impressive to see a man feeding off his emotions.
Here we have Batman jumping off a clock tower in what looks like a very brazen move, in which I'm not even sure if Bruce knows if it's going to work out or not, but damn, he just goes for it, doesn't he? And here we have a scene where the Dark Knight is looking up to the sky as he stands there completely covered in mud. If I had to guess, this scene probably follows a scene that we saw earlier in which Batman is leading people out of the sewers, hence all the mud. Then we see Edward Nash on TV as he live streams one of his murders. Perhaps it's Commissioner Pete Savage, seeing how he is the only one that we have yet to see be killed off in one of the 2 trailers that we've seen thus far. Also, this does of course invoke imagery similar to the Joker in The Dark Knight. Then in the next scene, we have the Batman just beating the hell out of the Riddler. It's a real blink and you miss it moment, but if you pause it just right, you'll notice the glasses and green hood combo at the bottom of the screen. Perhaps this is how the Riddler gets caught, but then again, we saw the Riddler get caught in the beginning of the trailer. Could the Riddler escape GCPD as well? Also, Selina Kyle looks completely shocked out of her mind right now. She's like, I thought this Batman was a good guy. Now he's beating this guy within an inch of his life? Ugh. No wonder she jumped off the rooftop. Then we have a shot of Gordon holding his gun and taking a step back in hesitation. If I had to guess, I'm guessing Gordon just found out there's a bomb and he took a big step back. They all do if you look. Here we have a shot of Bruce in the Batcave, probably leaving earlier from the scene where he was investigating the crimes in order to go fight new crimes. Mind you, I don't think Pattinson's in terrible shape here. I've heard so many things in the rumor mill about how Matt Reeves is upset that Pattinson didn't get into better shape. I mean, he's not Thor. the suit does 90% of the work. You just gotta fit into it, right? I mean, and he's year 2. So I'm totally cool with him being kind of lean, kind of skinny, kind of fresh, because it's different, right? But I love how scarred up he is. I mean, if you look at the back, it looks like he was either shot or stabbed right in the back. And, you know, it's things like this that make you go, this is why Bruce Wayne does not socialize. Because there's no way he can go to like a social event and try to explain why he's constantly beat up.
If those are to be the first of many injuries to come, it would be wise to find a suitable excuse. Polo, for instance.
Not learning polo, Alfred.
Then we have a shot of the Riddler locked up in a cell, punching the wall. I'm very curious as to why the trailers have yet to show his face. I mean, it's just Paul Dano. Hopefully it pays off in a big way, like maybe he has a question mark scarred into his face or his teeth are all messed up, I don't know. But it definitely looks like he's been beaten here. Perhaps this is from the very end of the film or the midpoint. I have a feeling that it's probably in the middle because even once Batman captures the Riddler, I have a feeling, a gut feeling, he ain't gonna be done. It's just gonna be the beginning. He's gonna have to go track down these other criminals, these other problems, things that the Riddler maybe even set up. I don't know, but the Riddler is just the beginning, if I had to guess. Then we have a shot of some white gloves holding a message that reads, "See you in hell," which, if I had to guess, based on the white gloves, it's most likely Gordon. They look like forensic gloves that like a cop might wear to not meddle any DNA or evidence. And it's probably the scene right before Batman gets blown away by a bomb that was set by the Riddler. This is not a riddle. This is "See you in hell." Just my guess. It seems like something that somebody would say right before blowing you up. And look at that. Look at this shot of Batman. This is the look of a guy who's like, I screwed up. Boom! Now this shot's kind of misleading. Based on the location, this looks like the Iceberg Lounge again. And if I had to guess, this is simply a reaction shot of Selina after seeing Bruce jump down a few stories down to the basement. You know, it's basically her just going, holy shit, did he just do that? That was like 10 stories and he just dropped. Then we have a shot of Alfred in the Batcave saying, "Dear God," which again, I think is a misdirect because I think this scene follows the scene that we saw earlier in the trailer where Bruce is standing in the middle of a room, he's got no shirt on, he's got the eye makeup on, and he's spray painted clues all over the ground. And I think Alfred just walked in going, you know, I think today is the day I tell him that he's just gone a little too far. You know, long gone are the days of push pins and tack boards. Bruce is straight up spray painting the basement, and Alfred is like, what the f***? Then we have a shot which is easily the coolest shot in the trailer. Batman comes flying through, the Penguin is trying to get away, there's a Mack truck, it blows up, which I don't fully understand how a blowing up Mack truck could be something that the Penguin did to Batman. It kind of feels like something that would have happened in happenstance, but I digress. It's a Penguin, maybe he blew it up. And then Batman, like Dom Toretto, comes blasting through the flames, knocks into the Penguin, knocks him over, knocks him upside down, and is about to capture him. And damn, is it cool. Not Dom Toretto, Batman. Damn! And then we finally have the hero shot. So damn cool. Something I did notice though, that if you invert it and you turn the brightness up a little bit, you'll notice that Batman has something on his left leg. It wasn't seen earlier in the trailer. I don't really know what to make of it. It's an oval-shaped device. It has a vertical line and a horizontal line. It's probably a new gadget. My bet, based on the base jumping that Batman did earlier, I'm betting that's a grappling hook. Because it's the only thing we haven't seen yet, and it's the one thing that he really does need in this movie. Or maybe it's just a med kit. Maybe... Maybe he's just a very considerate Batman and he's like, you know what? We had a collision and I'm getting the med kit out of the trunk. I'm going to make sure the Penguin's okay. Or maybe just like some type of device for holding something. I don't know. Take a look at this. What do you make of that? Comment down below. What does Batman have on his leg? Let me know what you make of it. At this moment, I have no idea. So there you have it, guys. Those are all the things in the Batman trailer. What did I miss? Comment down below. I know there's a lot going on in the trailer, but I'm sure there's a ton of stuff I missed. Be sure to comment down below. I thought this was probably the greatest trailer that came out in the entire year, only topping the last Batman trailer, which makes me sound like the world's biggest Batman fanboy, and maybe I am a little bit, maybe I'm a little biased, but it's just so damn cool. It feels like a Batman comic. It nails it so So please be sure to comment down below. What did you think of the Batman trailer? Did I miss anything? What are your predictions? Comment down below. Be sure to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, ring the bell, and also before I forget, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to ExpressVPN, friend of the channel and protector of my online data, because they're giving away 3 months free on a 1-year pack to all my Birds of Views viewers using the link in the description below. You want to watch one of the Batman movies, but it's not playing on your Netflix. You can go on ExpressVPN, go to a different country where it is playing, go check it out. It's a product I use 100% of the time I'm on the internet, on my phone, or a computer that allows me to bypass content restrictions when I travel and ensures my data is 100% private and safe whenever I connect to the internet. You don't want someone to riddle your computer with viruses, do you? You can take back your internet privacy today by clicking the link in the description below to find out how you can get 3 months absolutely free. Go and check out ExpressVPN in the link below to find out how you can get started today. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been John. You just got burned. Comment down below. We will see you next time.